All right, new Star Trek show. We're done with Picard. Picard is over. We will never see it again. And now, Lower Decks. So, like Picard for the thing. Oh, for first episodes, this is season 1, episode 1. I don't think this series really does recaps. At least not nearly as much. So we can just start from zero.
There are
the
for a
episodes.
couple of episodes, but not most of them.
Yeah, it should be fine. We'll just start at 0 for everything. So, first episode is Second Contact. Then Envoys, Temporal Edict, Moist Vessel, and Cupid's Errant Arrow, where mariners really mean. So we're going to be watching 5 episodes per stream because they're shorter. And so that'll be a total of 20 streams for Lower Decks. No, 10 streams. 5 seasons, 2 streams per season. Okay. Cool.
That references counter is trying to be off the charts.
Yeah, so, okay, the counter. The counter. So, I want to count references, but to keep it trimmed down a little bit, only references that we know the specific name of the episode that they're referencing. So we have to call out the name of the episode, and then it'll go in the counter. It's going to be a lot,
Yep.
especially in season 1.
Yeah.
It should chill out later on.
Sean had pages and pages and pages on a single episode several times.
Oh, poor Sean. I assume that's Trek culture, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, Sean. What's he doing? Last I saw, he was doing the movies.
Yes. They're doing ups and downs to the movies. They've just finished the TNG ones.
Okay, dope. So I'm late today because I just got back from a hike with the dog. Stream is supposed to start at 12. I pulled up at 11:58. I think I made good time considering. There's a little bit of laundry on the floor because it was very sweaty and I haven't put it away. Look, I'm busy. The important thing is that the dog is now tired. That's all that matters. Hopefully that means I can relax for the rest of the day. Hopefully she's very tired.
Yes. That would be nice.
Tired dog is a good dog. So, Lower Decks. Lower Decks, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Lower Decks, when it was announced, I was like, yeah, I don't really care. I don't think I'm going to like it. I'll watch it to see what's up, but yeah. I'm expecting Rick and Morty, and I wasn't really a fan of that. No, it's actually really good. It's a good show. I certainly like it more than Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it was sort of touted as a little bit like Rick and Morty. And
to be honest, episode 1 and a little bit into episode 2, I was already feeling like, yeah, I don't know about this. But it caught me pretty quick. By like episode 3 or 4, and like, no, I'm in. This is good.
Yeah, it's a good show.
As we are about to demonstrate, we could do our own ups and downs. That could be our counter. Just completely in the moment, no forethought. I like this
counter
thing.
for
I
me.
don't like that thing.
Distort synced.
Ah, yes. There you go. There's the countdown timer for you. Very important. So how's the weather in the next 15 seconds?
It's very hot.
Gross. I wish houses where I live had air conditioning. It doesn't even get that hot, but I still want it even colder. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Lower decks.
Sort of wish it was a thing in the UK as well.
Is this going to my right audio device? No, it's going... What?
Whereas-
Discord is going through to my headset, but everything else is going through to my speakers. There we go. Okay, now I can hear the show.
I love formula.
Boems. Okay, I could...
Jack Wade is great.
That ensign, who's the pilot, is a main character, but I don't remember her name. Mariner, don't be mean to him. He's trying so hard.
Yep.
Very different Jack Quaid vibe from his appearance on The Boys.
Yeah. I'm playing Richard Feynman. Then you played Feynman. You played someone in Oppenheimer.
See, Mariner, you're not capturing me for the show already. This is too slapstick. We need to...
Yeah.
Okay, have fun explaining
Yes, that
that
is
to
a working
Dr. Don.
backless. Yep.
It's the holodeck. Don't worry about it. He tripped and fell on his own shears. I don't know. A tragic wine or grape making incident. Sorry, raisins, not wine. He makes raisins. Starring Tawny Newsome, Jack Quaid, and the other people.
Noel Wells. The other people are great as well.
They are.
Eugene Cordero.
Noelle is
Tendi.
Tendi. I knew the character, the green
yeah.
lady. The name wasn't coming to me. Eugene
Jerry
is
O'Connell, who is
Pillboy.
Jerry in real life is number one's husband, or husband, I think.
Yes. Okay. It took me a second to parse that sentence. It was like,
yes, from Strange New Worlds.
yes. It's like number one is not a very specific term. There's a lot of numbers one. Yeah, those old scientists from Strange New Worlds, when he's like, "Oh, the hottest first officer in the fleet," like normally, I would not like that line in a Star Trek, but given that they're literally married in real life, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's more a reference to them being married in real life than it is making fun of someone.
Banana, hot. Hi, Noelle. Are you flirting with her? Oh, yeah, he totally is. No, Boymes, that's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
We're a whole 4.5 minutes in, not a single reference. They're being so restrained. Are we not gonna see the warp core? Ops, yep. It's all ops. Where's citation ops, though? Everything? Wait. Oh, hey, Pillboy. So everything that she indicated, that's the whole ship. The only thing you didn't indicate was the nacelles, Mariner. The only
Yeah.
part you like is the nacelles.
I do have a sort of engineering section.
Sure you can. Boy, Rutherford, you can absolutely change how you look. You just go see the doctor, ask to be, I don't know, a Vulcan or something.
Seems a bit unethical, but yeah.
Yeah, whatevs. I assume she knows who he is. Oh
It's the
god,
dude
how
that
can...
always walks around with just a towel.
I think he shows up as an actual character once in season 5, doing
Yeah.
something in clothing. Fair.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that whole list he provided, but I do agree with number 1 being the Warp Core. Warp Core's great. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
That he does. Bridge. Or the warp core,
Yes!
yeah.
The Warp Core! Best part of the ship. No, he works on the bridge all the time.
Yeah. And so do you, Mariner. Very soon.
That
Reminds me of that Mocklin episode in the Orville.
See, on my intake videos, when people are like, "Oh, they should live those little moments in the show." That's kind of what that reminded me of. Actor just got bit by a mosquito. Just leave it in. It's good. In this case, it's plot relevant, but it didn't need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, show's trying really hard to make the command crew seem. Oh, I like that California flag. That's good. Make the command crew seem like big and important. You know, like Picard's crew. And as we're gonna
Yeah.
learn, no, totally dysfunctional. my god, Captain Gaslight over here.
Oh, hello, it's her. She's in it
Lieutenant
every now and then.
Barnes, or Ensign Barnes.
Well, yet is a bit of a fronty statement there.
He gets used to it, mostly, when it's not breaking down or trying to kill him.
I just mean that he's been a cyborg for much longer than he thinks at this point.
How long has it been?
Not sure.
Anybody bring a phaser to the bar? No? Oh, they did. Oh, that's nice. Oh, do you see in the background they actually have little hobbit hole homes? Under a hill, round doors, full hobbit. Now, Tenda, you fool! But she doesn't even have a phaser. No, Boimler. Now, Boimler pulling a gun on these farmers is a subtle reference to the fact that Starfleet are technically the cops. Gross. Oh, they animated the butt. When it turns around, you can see it. The Keto. I don't know that ship.
Yes, you're part of the Dominion War as well.
How old are you? I don't think any of those were references to specific episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, so Cerritos just going to ignore that transmission because he didn't finish his sentence? All right. I don't know, maybe yours smells better. Yeah, this is fine. Brad? Is this the only time she ever calls him Brad?
Possibly.
Oh, that's weird that this is animated at a lower frame rate than the rest of the show.
Hmm.
See, Shax is at a high frame rate. What's going on with these guys? I say high, it's 24, probably.
Yeah.
Is it possible the bridge crew is animated at a smoother frame rate?
What?
I don't know.
Oh my god, Barnes, you don't care about the door? Ridiculous.
Mm.
Now that feels lethal,
Poking her.
but I guess he's alright.
Strategically placed slime.
Yes. Well, that's not a reference to a specific episode, but it's a reference to all of Star Trek.
Yes. Taco work. We were like over. Oh.
So, Giants, that's
So
what
we're
we're
still
counting.
doing
We're
references.
counting references to specific episodes, episodes that we can
Yeah,
name.
right. Right.
You know, like trapped in the middle of a ride in a dystopian San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yes. Do it, Shax. Please let him destroy the War Core. He's been very good. Classic Shax move, just football carrying crew members.
Yep.
He's got him. He's not even part of the bear pack. He just wants the slime. That's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
Funny how she injected it into the first officer first.
Well,
The 22-minute format requires that they just skip to. Oh yes, of course we're going to ventilate the whole ship with it.
No, my
we,
point was
we
that
had to test it on
if she was
someone
testing it on the
worthless
first
first.
officer. Yeah.
Totally to the efforts of Dr. Tana.
Yep. I wrote
Comfort.
Oh. This does not feel like Boimler. He would never lie to the captain. What is
Yeah.
happening here? Or he would, but he would be panicking way more.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing is, he's probably just not happy that he's not in any mention whatsoever.
Right. I think they kind of dropped that too further into the show.
Okay, so he's definitely a voice actor in KOTOR, but who is he? Is he Gadon Thek? What's that actor's name? Who is this guy? Or what's the character's name? He's an admiral something. Admiral Freeman? Played by Phil Lamar. That sounds very familiar. All right, Phil, who did you play?
And it's immediately funny how they just straight up don't engage in a relationship together. Romantically, anyway.
Okay, so yes, that admiral is Gadon Thek from Knights of the Old Republic. He's the leader of
Nice.
a gang on Terrace.
Nice.
Nice.
The nice gang, the friendly gang.
That's where that diff comes from.
Wait, I was looking up Phil Lamar. Yes, Chudich. Okay, that's a specific reference. What episode is that? What's it called? It probably has honor in the name because it's a Worf episode. Space Whales. Space Whales is a Gormagander. What's the name of the
Yeah.
episode where we learn about the Gormagander? It's the Harry Mudd episode.
Yes.
Magic to make the sanest man go mad. That's that episode.
Asking, who did he play, to Phil Lamar is like asking, how many movies you have, to Sam Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
To be more specifically what character did I recognize his voice from? And it is Gadon Thek from Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
All right, next episode is.
He does do a lot of
Envoys.
work.
Yeah.
What's the Worf episode where Picard is his Chudich? Is it? It's not Redemption. It's before Redemption. Is it just called A Matter of Honor?
Maybe.
I didn't expect the automated voice, and now I'm terrified.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
It's fine. It's just makes it easy.
Oh, the episode is called Sins of the Father. That's the one where Kern was pretending to be an officer. 4,
Yes.
3, 2, 1, play.
Yes, I just talked to that on Memory Alpha.
Yeah, I brought in the automated voice because I never remembered to look over and actually read the text chat. Plus, I feel awkward like reading it out when someone types something. It just makes it easier.
One of
Yes.
those. Again,
Yeah, it's happened
not
a
a
lot.
specific episode.
Transdimensional energy beings are always evil. Nice. They're powered by crystals? Oh, he tried so hard.
Not always. That one from Futurama seemed pretty chill.
But I haven't seen that show, so it doesn't count. They're
Futurama's
always
good.
nefarious. I've seen a
There
couple
are
episodes.
energy beings later on that are mixed. They just have a feud with each other. It's Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, the shape people?
Oh, I think I
Yeah.
remember that.
Alright, so currently we just have Romulan warbirds and the Borg. We'll keep
Yep.
an eye on that.
For a few weeks' time.
It's every season it changes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. A few weeks of
In
our
real life.
calendar.
Yes.
Yeah. I do like the episode titles on the upper left.
Mhm.
Is that a reference to TNG? Because I don't think we've done that since the 90s.
The episode title thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the same font and everything as TNG.
Yeah.
Same color.
They started doing it. They did it in season 3 of Picard, and not in the same font.
Yeah.
I think did the Orville do it? I think the Orville had the episode titles.
Not sure.
Mandalorian does it.
But that's not Star Trek.
I know. I appreciate it when I see it. Is all I'm saying.
I love this show so much, it reignited my passion for Star Trek.
It's a good show.
Mm.
Yeah.
A solid show.
It's a decent show. The only thing I don't like about the credits at the start of episodes, or after the titles, whilst the episode's going on, it means that it was hard to edit the show if you want to do that, because you have writing over the top of the show.
Does it like if you want to do fan edits? You mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, it also is hard sometimes for the actual people making the show, because it happened at least a few times in TNG, that this big wall of text just completely covered the actors.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, wow, this started really early. His relationship with Shax, we're gonna get. Apparently, Shax was also a stormtrooper in The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of Star Wars. Oh, he was
What's the
Darth
name?
Vader once in some rando game.
Ah,
Yeah, that's like half her personality, man. The warp core. My beloved.
Shax's sworn enemy. Yes, we can also count times that he demands to eject and or detonate the warp core.
Yeah.
Are they even allowed to do that? This is like a military organization, aren't they? Don't they just have assignments?
No, I think. Oh,
Oh, granted.
it is normal for them to. It is normal for them to rotate. I'm
Yeah,
told, but it's actually weird that people on Star Trek don't like rotate more around different assignments.
Well, Lower Decks itself establishes that they do rotate. Because there is
branded
later on
boots.
where they actively have rotations around the different fields. And then Strange
Right.
New Worlds carries that on with Uhura doing each of the fields as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm going to count this eye patch as a reference to Star Trek 6?
The Undiscovered Country. Yes.
General Chang. Greatest villain.
Well, what about James Moriarty?
Yeah, but still not quoting more Shakespeare.
Are you the same age? I don't. She has so much
Don't-
history,
No,
but she looks like she's
I reckon
22.
she's 10 years older than him.
I think we do find out that he's just wrong about their age difference.
Yeah.
That she is substantially older.
She just moisturizes,
Undiscovered
I guess.
Country is my favorite ST movie.
Yeah,
It's
I
good
mean
fun.
mine too. You know, my favorite topic when I was a teenager was the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So the way those two hated each other was very much like those two hating each other.
And what hot ones
What?
forums.
You know, like Spock has a line, you know, like we had like 50 years of unremitting hostility, but it was actually a metaphor for the Soviet Union and the United States.
Yeah.
But I was learning Hebrew actually in high school, so the ch of the Hebrew language was very, you know, I had Klingon going on in my mind.
Oh my
Klingon does have a
God,
lot
you
of
have
guttural
to-
sounds.
Yeah.
Do you know how expensive that is to repair, man? You can't just knife a console. It costs zero,
free.
actually.
Who knifes a console? Honestly,
It costs a couple hours' work.
right? They have to replace the firecrackers.
They'd replace all the rocks behind the console. That takes
Yeah, exactly.
hours.
Klingons have got to love programmable matter because they can destroy anything they want on the ship and it can just fix itself. It can just reform.
It's true. But it's probably not satisfying though.
It's not the same. Oh, like how they don't use safety protocols on the holodeck.
Right. Mm-mm.
I was watching.
I
Oh,
mean,
the Formula
that
Watch.
should have been pretty prominent, I would say,
Yeah.
in her defense. Like, no comms, no transports. It should have been like, you know,
In
hard to
her
miss.
defense,
Yeah, I'm saying that that should have been very skimmable. That
At
information.
least we know they
Yeah.
keep the
Yeah.
holodeck clean.
yeah.
So I was watching a Voyager episode the other day. It's when Janeway takes 3 lower decks officers. One of them is like constantly trying to rewrite theoretical physics. One of them is a hypochondriac, and one of them is just like shy and reticent, Bajoran actually. So you know, I like that aspect because we do get 2 official lower decks episode for TNG and Voyager. but I didn't realize we had another one with Janeway spending time with 3 misfits on her ship.
With 3 lost sheep.
Yeah, and one guy really thinks he's like Stephen Hawking or Sean Carroll or something, which is kind of funny.
Oh, poor guy.
Aw.
Oh no, this doesn't look right.
No.
Yeah.
Do not like.
I don't like things that are different.
Nope.
You fool! Maintaining course is a classic mistake. Just avoiding the question.
Presumably it was a bystander, or
Yeah, there must have been like a shuttle nearby.
Good.
did they explain what the Janeway maneuver is?
Apparently, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Ryza, this is
Jamaharon.
But what's the episode? What's the first episode we see Ryza? Oh, Captain's
It's not a
Holiday.
specific episode.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna count it.
All right.
We're only counting TNG references, or
Any references where you can name the specific episode.
oh, okay.
This
Man,
is how I feel
I
in any
wanted to
dating
join, but I don't have
scenario.
an MIC with me now. Hopefully next week.
You also need to bring your
That's fine.
Jamaharon.
Don't do Jamaharon on stream. This coming up is one of my favorite lines in Lower Decks. What Mariner says when she runs away. Yeah, just being really polite. Like, Mariner's not mad at her for being a monster lady that implants eggs in your throat. It's just another species. It's chill.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that the line?
No, the love your sarong. Just being very nice and polite
that
to the
line.
monster lady. That's think about the warp core. Oh. That's racist. He's not a robot.
How is she
Fred.
getting a lecture about bedside manner?
He's got to be real bad for her to get upset about it.
Right.
They're doing that with Wesley. They had him on a command track and an engineering track.
But that is very sensible that he would be doing like shifting around.
That's
I
why
mean,
you
not
had the
even for, like,
rainbow sweater. It
trainees.
showed all the different divisions on it.
No, it's because in the 1980s, everybody wore an ugly sweater. The Cosby Show had everybody hit an ugly woolen sweater that nobody would be caught dead wearing today.
It'd make for a good song, though.
What was the favorite line, Ryan? When Mariner was running away?
When she
Love
compliments the
the sarong.
monster's sarong.
I'm from the 80s,
Yeah.
and I can confirm.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Boims, you can't just shoot people. Okay, so that's a species from the animated series, but it's the animated series, so no
Yes.
shot can I name the episode.
Rutherford getting up from the ground was a direct reference to that Upgrade movie.
I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, does he? They do the. I know. I think I know what you mean. There's that amazing shot where he stands up and the camera follows him. It was. Did they do that shot? That was a cool movie.
Hey, Robo.
So,
Welcome to the stream.
Oh, there was another reference. One of those Andorians was holding the ice cutter thing that Shran uses to try to murder Archer. Okay, now what's the name of that
Oh, nice.
episode?
you mean the thing Archer used to chop off Shran's antenna?
Yes. What's the episode? It's the episode United. Okay, and that shapeshifter alien from the animated series is from the episode The Survivor, apparently.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, good job, Ryan. Although, just in fairness, right? I feel like if the five of us don't know the episode title, we really shouldn't be looking it up.
I
But
know
of
it
course,
now.
it's your show. You can decide. But
But then
We
we're not
did-
so much counting like things in the episode as things we can remember.
yeah. Also, it teaches us to brush up on our animated series trivia.
I'm never going to watch this series again.
It's a
Oh,
hard show to watch.
He's in the bear pack. At least he's in the right color now. No.
Security has to crawl after people in Jeffrey's tube all the time.
And this is where the episode, the loadout just went over a lot, because it is all about being who you are.
Apparently, it's also teaching the audience that it's okay to be racist if it's convenient for you. What the heck,
Armin
Boinks?
Shimmerman. Armin Shimmerman's a reference.
Is
The
this
last
Armin
outpost.
Shimmerman?
It's very
Isn't
last
it?
outpost. Yeah,
I don't think that's Armin.
No, but he was that same twitchy-eyed Ferengi in the last outpost.
Are you sure?
Let me look him up. played by Tom Kenny.
He did show up as Quark, though, right? At one point.
Armin does, yeah. Also, I like that Ferengi line. It's not give me your money, it's give me your profit.
Give me your profits. Yep.
You're allowed to keep your cost of goods.
Yosemite. Uh-oh. I don't have anything to drink.
No. Bad general. Bad.
Bad Klingon warrior. No honor for you.
When they were leaving that planet, it looked just like Coruscant.
Men
It did.
California class looked so intentionally awkward and terrible when the series started, but by the end it looks completely normal and reasonable.
It's a good ship. A good little ship.
It's a good design.
Oh,
Also,
it's
it
Jen.
runs away from. It runs
I
away
didn't
from
realize
every
that Jen
battle.
was here so early.
Whereas Oberths
Yeah,
look
yeah.
dumb forever.
Which one is the Oberth? Let me look it up. Is that the
Oberth is that
sphere?
the one with the secondary
scientific.
hull? It's like impossibly connected by the pylons to
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
saucer.
I still like it more than the sphere ship, though. I don't like the sphere.
The warp surfboard one.
The Soyuz and the Oberth are basically similar.
Wait. No, the Soyuz and the Miranda.
Okay,
So
sorry.
the
They're the same ship.
The Oberth is a scientific class.
no, the Oberth is a different ship.
Yeah, sorry.
The Soyuz and the Miranda are the same ship.
Yeah,
are
yeah,
basically.
The-
So you don't like the sphere, the ball one? You the TOS
Yeah,
or
I
the
don't-
TNG one?
I don't. Aren't they about the same? But I'm thinking of the one that Beverly was captain of in All Good Things.
That
The
was
Pasteur?
that was
TNG
an
one.
Odyssey, or that was a Daldis class, like Neo Daldis, basically.
It's the ball. It's the sphere class. I don't like it.
Yeah, Daedalus. Sorry. I mean, it was a medical ship. It wasn't a regular starship.
I'm sorry. Is that an
Hey,
excuse for it to
Oberths
be
are
ugly?
distinct, and dynamite, and many other adjectives that mean nothing.
Look, you need a sphere so you have more internal volume for hospital rooms.
All right. Next episode is Temporal Edict, which is about something.
And
Even though-
variable-sized hair.
Even though the Enterprise
I would like the
D
sphere
had like
saucer more if the sphere was bigger.
99.8% empty. Anyway,
The sphere was already way too big on the Beverly's medical starship thing. I don't think we could get it bigger.
Do you think the floor goes around like the surface of the sphere, or is it just like flat decks that just have curved walls on the edges? Are they curved floors or curved walls?
curved walls.
Curved floors.
And then when you get low enough,
All right, 5,
when you get
4, 3, 2, 1, play.
You know, I was watching the motion picture, and
Neither
they
is
had
like a Dyson sphere inside.
Curved
Yeah.
walls like the NX01.
so they had this, like, just in the first 10 minutes of the movie, they had this amazing tiled floor that said
Yeah,
United
good point
Federations
about
of
the
Planets.
galaxy and how it has way too much space for 1100-ish people.
Yeah.
So, do we need a sphere? I guess is my point.
No.
Well, medical emergencies could be like
That
50,000
shit's-
people.
Show, did
Which-
you have to make it actually so much louder? I'm wearing headphones, man.
And the Galaxy class was capable of like 20,000 people to be evacuated.
Oh, poor
So-
Engineer Canuck.
You guys, a flagship is supposed to have that reserve capacity.
When in Beverly's Dream episode, when they're trying to explain why there's only 4 people on the ship, you need the extra space for colonist missions, for emergency evacuations.
This intro makes me crack up every time. Because, usually our heroes of like rushing to the rescue.
Yeah.
And instead
Good
they're like,
intro.
oh, Borg battle? Let me zoom out of here.
Yep.
Bye.
Nope.
They are not equipped
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
And then
I just
they
thought they're
have-
running into stuff like this icicle here. It's great.
they have that's a Titanic. They have the space ravioli from
Hey, that's a reference to Voyager from the episode where they crashed into the ice planet and everyone died.
In my head canon,
also-
that's why the Kelvin had 800 crew. It was a colony mission.
Also the Voyager intro is it flying through a nebula, so just the whole idea is very Voyager-y.
You could probably fit a few Constitution classes in the interior empty space of the galaxy. Maybe they deploy them like fighters.
Nah.
So I feel like this is almost like a Nebula class, but then they just like streamlined it a little bit more.
As someone from California, I appreciate a California class being the hero.
I think we have a USS California aircraft carrier.
So you remember the Nebula class and its relationship to the Galaxy class?
Yeah.
Well, they were going to have a similar ship that was basically a Nebula class, but for Ambassador class. And the Phoenix was supposed to be that ship, and then they just didn't end up building it, and they used an Oberth. But we should have a compact version of the Ambassador.
The Enterprise C.
Right. Where it's like the Nebula, where it's kind of scrunched up and slung underneath the
Later
saucer.
we'll see my favorite ship in the entire show, the Vancouver.
So I had a boss whose son was in the Navy, and so he was basically on one ship, the Eisenhower, which is an Nimitz class aircraft carrier. But then when they upgraded the fleet class to the USS Gerald Ford,
Pegasus,
he got reassigned.
not Phoenix. Stuck in that asteroid after the
It was
phased
a
cloak.
Nimitz class what?
Well, the Eisenhower is Nimitz class, but then when they launched the Gerald Ford, and then they couldn't iron out all the kinks in the shakedown cruise, so like 2 or 3 years he was just in dock in Newport News, Virginia.
There's a problem with the catapults, Captain. They're not going to be installed until Tuesday.
Yeah, but it's nice because he got to be like shoreside for 2 years while the ship was undergoing repairs.
My jug of water is MIA. Where's my jug of water?
See, the thing though, you'd never allow someone to be assigned to a ship where their captain is their mom.
Why not? Did he just
That's the
did he just sing the
theme.
TNG theme?
Yep.
Normally you can't do that. That's illegal. That's fourth wall breaking.
Fun fact, in Stardate, there was an episode where Amanda Tappin was supposed to sing the Stardate theme, but she forgot and ended up doing the MacGyver theme, I think.
Oh.
Or the other way around. I don't remember which way around it was, but she was supposed to sing one of the themes and ended up doing the other.
Dun, 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 dun,
That is enough, thank you.
That's the MacGyver theme. I just wanted everyone to know. MacGyver was one of my favorite shows. That's probably why one of the reasons I went into engineering was MacGyver and Star Trek.
MacGyver is classic human entertainment. Vulcans would hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Why?
true. You hold everything together with bubblegum and shoestring.
Are you mad?
You've never watched MacGyver.
Correct. I have not.
He just invents stuff that's like out of ordinary things. It's a trope.
Why don't you watch it?
I wasn't born in the 60s.
Was he packing rocks into it, or no? He was doing.
It's probably on
other
YouTube.
things?
The only the oldest show I watch is TNG.
I think is Quantum Leap older than TNG? No, it's after. Sorry, because the special
It's got to
effects
be
were a
because
little
it's
better.
got Captain Archer in it.
Yeah, true.
It's got Captain Archer in it.
What's his name? I don't know.
Scott Bakula.
Scott. Okay.
Quantum Leap started in 1989, and it ran until 1993.
All right, yeah.
So
TNG was
it
86.
started 2 years later, and it ended 1 year earlier.
Concurrent
Okay, yeah.
series.
Okay, thank you.
That is what that word means. Good job. It's really hot in my house, and I don't know why.
Because it's summer.
That could have something to do with it.
Fun fact: the sun is farther away from the Earth. The Earth is farther away from the sun during summer.
Correct. January 20th is when it's the closest.
It's just the tilt that makes it hot or not.
Yep.
So what we
Stupid.
need is a big
It's
engineering
500,000
project
kilometers
to
closer.
turn us, to rotate us 20 odd degrees.
No, what we should do is just build. We should build a constellation of satellites that blocks out some of the sun.
You should just build a Dyson sphere around the sun to block out the sun.
Yeah, it can also have solar arrays, and it can
Now
beam
that
the
would
power
kill
down to
us.
Earth.
We just go to the Dyson sphere. That's it. I mean, we're already this close to killing all the animals, so. You know, like the insect population has dropped precipitously.
It's the tilt that
over the
makes it
past
hot. I need to
25
write
years.
Todd down on my phrase book.
In Blade Runner, there's no animals, so people pay like tens of thousands of dollars for like robot owls that are incredibly lifelike, snakes. But there's like no animals in the wild. We just ecosystem destruction.
Wood. Also, yes, keep in mind Ensign Vendome here. He's going to come up later. Was that Fred? Was that Shax?
I'm not sure.
They have spears, you have guns. Come on.
So the people involved in South Park did this too, right? Like they have some connection to.
What?
I think like the creators of the show, they created another comedy show, and that's why they were given the license to do this. Basically, they killed it.
Why do the spheres kind of look like phaser rifles?
I know the guy credited as the creator was the guy who had the TNG season 8 Twitter account.
No way.
Was there an episode where Kirk was captured by spear wielders? I don't remember.
Not directly.
So we finished 7 Star
That's a
Trek series.
reference. Do we have that many decks?
What's that a reference to?
just all the times that they don't actually
Not
know how many
South
decks
Park.
there are on the
Solar
show.
It's not a
opposites.
specific. Not a specific.
I'm gonna say that's a
episode, though.
reference to the movie where
How-
Spock is flying up.
Well, all right. So yes,
True, true.
when he's using the boots in Final Frontier, and there's more decks than there should be. Then also in First Contact, I think there's a
Mike
line
McMahon
where they
also
say
worked on
they're
Rick and
the
Morty.
Borg have taken up to a certain deck number, and it was more decks than there were on the Enterprise E.
In the
So it's
Final
basically
Frontier,
the
they
Tom
go
and
to
Jerry
like deck
rule that
50.
the hallway just repeats.
Okay, wait, hang on. I feel like, in fairness to the canon, we could be counting like, look, there's probably one turbo lift that goes between the star drive and the saucer section, so that's why we'd be counting more decks. Depends on how you count the decks.
Oh, well, I'm glad he enjoys his work.
Yeah.
Mariner, have you never seen Star Trek? It's all about speeches.
True.
I watch YouTube videos of a nurse on TikTok. He got famous on TikTok. So it's so hard working that job because people are never honest with you about what brought them in there. So one of the things that he says is that like there's every shift has this like one nurse. He's kind of crabby or whatever, but when you need like to strap down a patient and stop their internal arteries from bleeding out, that's the person who's going to be able to they have 10 years on the job and they can do it pretty well. So I feel like Mariner is like that. You may take her as a joke, or you may like want to avoid her as a bad reputation, but who do you want on your away team when stuff hits the fan?
Mhm.
Bindor.
Because she's the one who never
Star
follows the
Trek
rules.
is about
but
speeches, except that one when Spock turns into a hippie. That's about cut to the head medicine.
no. Star Trek is about breaking the rules when it's the right thing to do, which is a radical message, actually.
Thank you, Boimler. Finally. Jeez. Can people in other shows please realize that they have guns?
Yeah.
Does anyone get his name right in the first season?
Eventually.
Was that Bremler this time? It's closer than the captain got.
Yes, you do. We also learned last episode that your tricorders are powered by crystals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, at least the new stripy ones are.
Ooh, with the purple stripes.
Mm-hmm.
I love how I think in season 2, like one of the more upgraded starships, they have way better tricorders, and they're like, I can't believe you have one of the Mark 10s.
Wait,
That's
Mariner,
tail.
how come you didn't have all these scars in episode 1 when you took all your clothes off? What happened there?
Oh, she took all her clothes off?
Yeah. She had to. Well, she didn't have to, but she
Should they go
wanted
do
to
a
create
decontamination
a
thing?
dummy. Okay, no, that's a big crime. You can't do that.
I like the caricature of Riker because he's also
He just smashes out the door.
Classic
This is a
Kirkisms.
reference. Yeah,
The double hammer fist.
Oh yeah,
and the music.
it's true. It is.
Bum, 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 bum,
Kirk.
bum,
I'm gonna say
bum,
this is
bum,
a
bum,
reference
bum,
to
bum.
Arena
Fight
with
music.
the
He
Gorn
reloaded his
fight.
arms like Henry Cavill.
Reference
He
7.
reloaded his arms.
Double punch.
You're not into this.
See, this is why they look like phaser rifles, because they are phaser rifles.
I stopped
go-
at the dollar store.
They have zap beams. Andorians, Bolians. There's a Bajoran.
Yeah.
Right there.
No, Boimler. We can detonate the warp core. That would stop them.
Maybe if we eject the core.
Don't eject the core. Detonate the core. The Janeway maneuver.
Yeah. That's right. The self-destruct protocol. Yeah.
So Cerritos is a play on Doritos, right?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think it's anything that's specific. Besides,
Cerritos.
it's a place in California.
Yeah, Cerritos is
Right.
just the name of a city in California.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I thought it was
They're
just
all
designed.
cities or like landmarks, right? All the California class ships.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
We'll get
So you
a
would have-
not fully comprehensive, but we'll get a big list of California class ship names
Yeah.
later on.
Are some of them landmarks, or are I thinking of like?
I feel
Mac
like
OS
there's one
versions.
that's the USS Mount Shasta.
Okay.
And the shuttles are parks, right?
Oh, okay, that's
Oh,
cool.
that would make sense. The shuttles would be parks.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, I was wondering, it's like, how are we gonna get the crystals into this race? All right, so here's a list of the California classes: USS Alhambra City, USS Anaheim City,
Yep.
Burbank, Carlsbad, Cerritos, Culver City, Eureka, Fresno, Inglewood, Merced. So all those are cities so far. Then there's
Right.
Mount Shasta, which is not a city. Oakland, Pacific Palisades, which is that a city? I don't recognize Pacific Palisades.
Must be in the
Yeah.
south.
It's a neighborhood. It's not a city,
Okay.
it's a neighborhood in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what that
interesting.
was. Like Chino Hills. Okay.
Redding, Riverside, Rubidoux? What's Rubidoux?
Riverside's
Sounds
also
French.
Riverside's a county outside of LA. It's a suburban county.
Rubidoux is an unincorporated community in Riverside County.
Yeah.
Oh, until 2011 when it became a neighborhood of the newly formed city of Jurupa Valley, which I've also never heard of. Let's see, Sacramento, San Clemente, San Diego, San Jose, Santa Monica, Sherman Oaks, Solvang, Vacaville, Vallejo, West Covina. So it's like 90% cities.
Yeah.
Or neighborhoods, yeah. I needed a U.S. Chino Hills. I think California does 50% of the agricultural produce in the United States. Closer to 90% when you talk about strawberries and almonds.
I'm really glad they dropped this infatuation thing with Mariner and him.
Romance thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does feel weird.
Oh, is this the episode where we get the most important person in Starfleet history?
Miles O'Brien.
O'Brien suffers.
I mean, look, the fact that
No,
O'Brien
Captain.
relocated DS9 to closer to the Bridgerwan wormhole does make him the most important person in Starfleet history.
Oh.
It is, yes.
Is this whole scene a
Is that a
reference
boy
to
child?
Firefly? Could we get this scene in Firefly with River?
The great bird of the galaxy.
Most important person.
Reference 8. Miles O'Brien, the best of the
Yes.
best.
Chief Miles O'Brien. We love Chief Miles O'Brien. All right, next episode is Moist Vessel. So for all of these episodes, really, I don't remember what happens from just the title, but once we get into it, it's like, oh yeah, it's that one.
I think we're too busy laughing our asses off.
It is fun.
Yeah, I really didn't expect them to like get us because people usually laugh at Star Trek fans, not with Star Trek fans. So
They do?
yeah, I feel like I really hated-
Only the people who dress up as Klingons and walk around outside.
No,
Because that's
so
weird.
Big
Don't
Bang
do that.
Theory. Big Bang Theory had so many
Oh,
Star Trek
God.
jokes, but they
Big
were not
Bang
even
Theory.
funny. It was
They're-
more about
and-
like people who know about the
Yeah.
pop culture importance of
Hang
Star
on.
Trek without.
5,
Is it anyone first
4,
time of watching this
3,
show?
2,
and
1.
Big Bang
play.
Theory is very much laughing at rather than with.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't feel like I could ever
That was
appreciate that show.
gross.
Because
So I can tell you, everyone in the voice chat has seen this show. It's very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This stream should not be your first time watching any show that we do, because we're talking over it.
we talk a lot.
We're talking over it and we're spoiling everything about it.
We talk about World War II and Taco Bell and everything in between.
Well, you do.
So it's Genesis goo.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to count that as reference. Captain Durango. Durango was the name of Troy's character in Fistful of
Okay,
Datas.
then we can spoil things.
Durango. I'm called Durango. Yes, of course. Counselor Durango.
This show has a lot of the vibes of The Office because we're laughing at
And
our
workplace sitcoms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Dilbert, the Sunday morning cartoon in the newspapers. But it's like we're laughing at like office etiquette, business etiquette, professionalism. But has anyone here worked at their mother or father's company or job?
No.
No.
I have, well, both when my dad was like just a regular employee there, but like everybody's favorite, and also when he owned the store. And just like Mariner here, you do get away with everything.
Yeah.
Sorry to say. Although, in fairness, at my dad's store, at one point I was fired.
This episode is
because,
the first mention of the koala, right?
Is it? I don't know, man.
Maybe.
No, I don't think. I don't think they mention the koala until after Shax gets killed. That's when he comes back that they mention the koala.
No, the koala is introduced from that guy who's trying to ascend.
yeah,
Yes,
who
yes.
actually does ascend. Yeah, actually.
Oh.
But somehow we all intuitively knew.
Oh,
what it
that's
was.
right. And then the koala comes back. Like that's the next.
Yeah, it's a callback with Shax in the Black Mountain.
Yeah.
And then Boimler goes to see the Black Mountain. It's a whole thing.
You've never seen the koala, Jarix?
A lot of her
Savage.
just her disappearing through doorways out the frame sideways like that. I mean, it kind of is his job. It's like,
Oh, is this pushing her to Starbase 80?
I do like these bunks
it's a
because
danceable job.
we have the Intrepid Air and Space Museum here in New York. And when you go on the submarine, even the captain's quarters is like a closet basically that you could two people could stand in. Sorry.
This is
Oh,
the
it is
koala
this
episode.
episode
The
where the
Oh,
koala
is
get-
it?
You were right.
They talk about holodeck cleanup duty in this episode.
I assume that's the terrible job that Mariner's gonna get.
Yeah,
Yes.
Haha. I win.
And they do basically confirm that, yes, that is what you have to clean up in the holodeck.
Gross.
yeah. Right. Which, like, we already know Riker uses the holodeck for that, so
I mean,
that was all but
Data,
confirmed in Next Gen.
LaForge, Barkley.
No. We know, like, I mean, other people like have used the holodeck to like
Chill out.
or to like
I think both Tom.
to create replicas of people that they're interested in. Riker specifically uses it for
No, wait.
release.
Sorry. Tom and
Like
Kim
they were
mentioned-
much more specific with what he's doing.
Tom and Kim have a holo program called Vulcan Love Slave Part 8.
That's not a hollow deck. That's a hollow suite. Totally different thing.
A holo novel. Like at least Julian and
We also
Bashir play Alamo and World
Having
War
to
II
clean
dogfight.
Riker's mess, that's reason for a quick transfer out the Enterprise.
How is there
Man,
even a mess? It's all holographic. Why can't it just disintegrate stuff?
I think though that's the point where the show kind of wins you over.
Was that like nervous meditation noises she was
Yes.
just making? It's like
Yeah,
she's saying "Om," but like nervously. That was very cute.
that's a reference to the Voyager episode where Tuvok teaches Kes how to meditate, and it goes horribly wrong.
And she boils him alive.
Was there sand in that one?
How about they have him do the trepanning or whatever Troy called it, where she taps on the sides of her head.
Yeah. But so I think when they made the joke about the holodeck biofilters, I think that's when the show kind of won me over because they're not scared to go there, and any kind of comedy should be like gloves off like that or whatever off like that.
Oh my god,
You know,
how is
comedy has to
Mariner
be
so
risque.
much faster?
And they can't curse, so they have a really hard job of doing the comedy.
Maybe Mariner remembered that the wide beam setting exists.
Oh, you know, something I wanted to mention because that's the TNG door sound. In the last few episodes of Picard that we watched, they have that Star Trek 2
They can
like
curse, but they
geolocation
bleep it.
finder. Yeah, true. So
They
have
go
that,
real far in this show. It gets weird.
Yeah, they do. The biofilters thing is how you knew that they were not gonna hold back from
The
anything.
USS Merced. The USS Merced will come back later in the show. Much later.
Merced's a city?
No, the USS Merced.
Yeah, you said it was a California class ship.
Yeah.
Named after a city in California?
Yep, there's the confirmation.
Yeah. Gross. I mean, expected, but
Yeah.
Every other show left it unsaid.
technically they left it unsaid here because he just said the bleep filter. It could have been anything.
Wow, this show is way too
It's
much.
the actual toilets in the ship. Everyone uses it to go to the toilets. They aren't elsewhere.
It's they bleep the word dust. They have to clean the dust filter.
Oh, because of all the skin cells we shed on a holodeck trip? This was great. Boimler's panicking.
Sure. Dust.
But why does she have to change colors?
Yeah.
I think they're trying to show that they're... That's true, though. Most lieutenants do wear yellow. Like, the yellow represents operations, so more responsibility as well.
I love Shaq so much. I've threatened to kill better men for about the same.
Yeah.
Oh, Shax.
I do like that Mariner does become a lieutenant later on, and it's fine.
Big character growth for her.
Yeah.
I like how they take the Michael Burnham aspect of, like, she's a misfit, and then they just make it even more funny. You know,
Oh, this is the bad place. No. Yeah, this does look like hell. This is awful.
Yeah.
If this is what being an officer is like, no, just stay an ensign. This is the worst.
You know, the concept is called an underachiever. Somebody knows
Wait,
that
are they playing 4-card draw?
They're playing
Or maybe
fold.
Yeah.
Well, this is a TNG reference. When do we get the first card game? When Data learns how to bluff? He's wearing that stupid visor,
Yeah.
too.
What was that, season 2?
The visor as well.
Why is she in a gold uniform?
Unclear.
I mean, technically, All Good Things had a card game, too. But they're playing right off of TNG's card game table.
Those tacos are even more 2D than the rest of the show. What's going
I
on
wonder
there?
how Jack Quaid kept his vocal cords. He has so many screams out of the show.
Yeah.
Maybe he only
true.
recorded a few
Steroid-
screams and they just keep
steroids.
reusing them.
Steroids. Steroid spray.
He's a very talented comedian.
I think they're deliberately making it as bad for her as possible, though.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. Of course,
yeah.
I mean, and then they're making it worse for Boimler. So there was a Simpsons episode where this guy was like an overachiever, and he saw how mediocre Homer was, but what a nice life he had. Mediocre and
The
incompetent. and
Temerians,
he
that's
just
a
goes-
reference to
Oh, Temerians.
Darmok.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are, of course, going to meet a Temerian at some point. Possibly not this
Lieutenant
season or over.
Keishan.
I was so happy they added a Temerian to the cast.
You know, that Darmok episode is probably one of the greatest TNG episodes of all time. Because
It was a great episode.
You do love, the captain who gives up his life.
Moriarty, that's
So
a
that-
reference to Elementary My Dear Data.
It's kind of amazing how that episode just shows up on every list of great TNG episodes.
It's a good episode.
I'm like, yeah.
That Simpsons episode. Are you talking about Frank Grimes?
Yeah, I think that's it. So he goes totally crazy because he's like, why does Homer Simpson have a nice house, a nice wife, beautiful neighborhood, and the guy doesn't even know how to do anything about safety at a nuclear power plant? So Boimler is getting a little bit professional jealousy from how incompetent Mariner is. See, and then that's the other thing this show hurts. Like, it's funny, but it hurts. All these massive institutions have a massive amount of incompetence embedded between them. And it's very frustrating. From the captain, especially.
Oh my god, they moved slightly backwards! The Merced, you fools! Durango, what is your... Oh, no, you're a Tellery. That's what your problem is.
Yeah, they're always in a bad mood.
Ooh, that's not good.
Oh, is that the Genesis goo?
Yeah, he got
Yep.
Genesis.
Oh, no.
Oh, and it's crystals again. It doesn't look too late, just leave.
Just turn off your tractor beam.
Boiler is doing his own stupid thing. Did you guys ever watch Jeeves and Wooster?
Yeah, it's a good show.
So why would it terraform? Why would it change
Even Fry?
metal into rocks?
Because that's the
You
property
You wouldn't
of the
need
goo.
rocks.
Yeah.
No, it says living matter. Rocks is not living matter.
No, it turns inorganic matter into living matter.
Like the Genesis
Rocks aren't
Edict.
living.
It's inorganic that turns into living.
No.
They're sentient rocks.
I could have been one with the universe right now.
He'll be one with the universe on
Question.
Tuesday.
When we talk about references, are we talking about Star Trek references or references in general?
References to specific Star Trek episodes that you know the name of.
Although we did think we saw a Stargate reference a little while ago.
No, it wasn't a reference. Sorry, necessarily. It was just that to do
Similar.
a similar thing.
Has anyone here tried Buddhism?
What do you mean tried Buddhism? What does that mean?
I got a free
Like a
sample of it
shirt or
once.
something?
This
Yeah,
guy's
I
on a
do
quest.
Buddhism on Saturdays from 2 to 4.
Okay. So this guy's on a quest for enlightenment. Has anyone tried sitting under a tree and achieving enlightenment?
I don't know if that's how it works.
Oh,
That's how the Buddha achieved enlightenment.
I've sat under trees before. Like,
He didn't eat
that's what you're
anything
asking.
but a couple of grains of rice every day, and he did that for however many months, and he achieved
Yeah, no,
enlightenment.
that just causes hallucinations. I'm not going to do that.
And death.
Yeah, that'll kill you.
So- No one here has been a practicing Buddhist then. Okay.
And that we haven't starved ourselves to death?
You know, look,
I mean,
I guess
fasting
I'll-
is like one thing, but like,
you guys are all stuck in the reincarnation cycle, okay? So you're gonna come back.
I'm going to be
You're gonna come back-
reincarnating real quick if I stop eating for several months.
No, but I've wandered Thorog the desert for 30 days once.
Mhm.
Do you like live in Arizona or something? Because
No, so one of the other things though about Buddhism, right? I always thought when I was like trying to achieve enlightenment, how do you know you're there? Because, or how do you know you just had like a really trippy meditation session?
you see the
from,
koala.
like- yeah. So in other words, is it gonna be that dramatic and cinematic?
I mean, probably not.
Probably not. But that's what this guy's after.
I'd imagine if you're expecting enlightenment to be that way, you're not going to get it. That's sort of the vibe
But
I
see-
always get from it.
Good. Very good, Jarix. You know, that is true. It's not like that. In the Zen tradition, though, there is a tradition of instant enlightenment. One time there was a Zen master who took out a metal rod and he hit his disciple on the head, and that guy achieved an instant enlightenment.
Guess we're just lucky. You get hit in the head the right way.
Yeah, the master knows what's up. So
How much are they charging for these bongs? Because
Oh, he
this
must have-
sounds an awful
no,
lot
he
like
must
the
have-
Catholic Church.
He'd gone to getting hit on the head lessons. That's what it is.
so I told my
It's,
spirit
got
it's down
bonked
the
by
hall
a
from it's down the hall from the argument clinic.
So I told my spiritual
Enlightenment
teacher that
equals concussion. Got it.
I told,
A lot
I
of
told my
religious
spiritual guru-
experiences do sound an awful lot like hallucinations.
Yeah.
or just people making shit up.
The problem is,
Right.
even if it is a genuine religious revelation, how do you know the difference? Because
You don't, which is why we should just write it all off.
if
as
I started
nonsense.
like hearing the voice of God, I would go to a
Mhm.
hospital.
right.
Yeah, you'd schizophrenic probably.
But here's the thing, though, right? If a good question, Ryan and panel. But look,
Panel.
my thing is, if this koala experience brings meaning to this, junior officer's life, then I'm happy for him. As long as he's not hurting anyone else or starting a cult.
No, it's always regressive. It's never positive.
I don't think you can say that.
Wait,
but okay.
koala. Drop back into the physical and go.
This is a great rant.
What
Why
is
is
it
it
now?
no?
They outdid themselves. Because, like, in Berkeley's nth degree, Berkeley says, "Oh, I perceive the entire universe as a single equation, and it's all so simple. I should have thought of it before." And here you get the guy who's like,
Barkley
So what
calculated
was the equation?
koala.
Why didn't you write it down?
"Sorry, Rivo, what'd you say?"
I said, what was the equation? Why didn't you write it down?
It was just a missed
too
opportunity
long
for humanity.
to fit in,
That
fit in this
Mona
margin.
Lisa smile. That damn smile.
Why is Mona Lisa smiling? What does she know?
Yeah. I think the Native Americans had the thing. The whole
Why do
Earth
they
was
have
on the
leaf
back of a
blowers?
giant turtle. So like the turtle, like that was the thing that people were onto in the 60s.
It's turtles all the way down and koalas all the way up.
It's a book. It's a book
all the way down.
series.
Yeah, I've read that too. I think, but yeah. Thank you, Ryan, for the apt turn of phrase.
Mommy, daughter.
Oh, this guy, sensors.
Yep, the Discworld.
Yeah.
Great book series.
All Vulcans say sensors. She doesn't need to laugh.
Yep, sensors.
It's also spelled sensors.
Oh,
Very proud of me.
Learn your vowels.
Let's give it the machine try. Sensors.
Machine
Yeah.
gets it.
Why does Tandy's boots? Why are they white and everyone else's boots are black?
Style.
She's science.
Wait, what about Dr. Donna? Are her boots white?
Yeah, I wonder. It does seem like it would go
Yeah.
nicely with the blue uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we just saw someone in the background who was blue in a blue uniform and she had black boots.
Did we?
With a
Okay,
trim at the
but
top.
Ta'ana and Tendi are both medical. Maybe they're regular science. Ta'ana does wear white boots.
Oh,
so it's like nurses'
So
boots.
you would think that medical would be better differentiated from the other ones. Like they are in
Right.
some.
A little.
They should have a white.
in
They should have like a
some
white uniform with a
designs,
blue
but not-
top.
Or like an azure instead
Yeah.
of a blue.
All right, last episode today.
Or
Cupid's
just
errant
something. Like that seems like
arrow.
a reasonable distinction to make. Medical and another science division. Like you want to be able
Well,
to
I don't know if you-
see whether if there's a doctor
White
in the
boots
house,
are
right,
medical
you should be able to
boots.
see.
It is known.
You know what? Let me push back. Sorry, Robo, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say if you remember, Beverly's uniform was a different shade of blue than everybody else's uniform.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
because
was
she
it?
had her own tailor.
Oh,
she got her own uniform made for the show.
Beverly's the only one allowed
and
to
so
wear a
this
coat.
is slightly different
Yeah.
shade of blue.
that's funny, but not
So,
none of the but
I
not the
feel
other
like-
medical people though.
We make a mistake by calling them doctors. We should just call them scientists.
No, but they are.
No,
doctors,
we should definitely
like
call
they-
them doctors.
No, I think a
like
doctor
they're-
is really a scientist walking around.
All right, 5,
No,
4, 3,
it's a very
2,
particular specialty.
That way-
1.
That way
Play.
they might get better at their jobs because they don't care at all about finding what's wrong with the patient. But if you remind them, your job is to like hunt down, whatever. is ailing.
Only certain doctors are doing science. Most doctors are
Gates
not doing
McFadden made
science.
her
Yeah,
own
most doctors
costume
are
for the
his-
show.
Billy
That's so
Medicare.
her.
Yeah, Gates McFadden had her own costume made for the show. Yes.
Gates, are you allowed to do that? Apparently, yes.
I think most actors they'll bring their own watch to a role just to like define that character a little better, and then watch nerds will like dissect that movie to see like which watch they were wearing.
I don't get watch people. Doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense
no.
to me.
It's a watch, so what?
I have a
During
Garmin.
Like they say, oh, it's not really about the
Fortrex.
watch. It's not about like the time telling. Who cares about that? It's about the style. It's like it doesn't even look good. I don't.
I know they
A
all
watch
had
is not
an
lifting
aesthetic
pads on
accessory.
TNG.
during the pandemic, I think I had like too much time and money on my hands. So I got into watch collecting, and what I like is, automatic watches, they have real gears in them. Like back in the 1700s. So I
Yeah,
think
watches have gears in them.
Do you guys not have
Yeah.
phones?
I have a
And
Oh
now-
God, what happened in this
On the phone.
system? Why is there
think
half a
after-
planet missing? Half a moon.
I mean, I
that's
knew a guy
Brexit.
who
Star
wore a
Trek 6
pocket
reference.
watch. That was definitely not for the practical use.
Yeah, that's true. Although they started out as pocket watches and
Vancouver, Parliament
Yeah,
class
I mean,
ship.
this guy just like dressed like he's just stepped out of a time machine from
Man,
1890
the
anyway. So
Vancouver
like,
is so cool.
Yeah, it is a nice ship.
The Vancouver is very centaur-like, but with shorter nacelles.
And then it's Cerritos that has to rescue
Centaur?
the Vancouver.
Yeah,
Are
the
you talking
USS
about that one
Centaur.
that's like a?
Charlie
Is
Reynolds
it like
ship.
half? It's like half Excelsior and half Constitution with a weird configuration.
It's the one with
It's an
the really
Excelsior
long
hull
nacelles.
with the.
So Star Trek 6 reference, Praxis was exploding, and they basically used the same kind of moon.
Hey, that's Bradford. No, Rutherford.
Oh,
Centaur. It was an Excelsior
Feels like a Galaxy Ed
dish.
Centaur or a Centoid Galaxy.
Wait, is
those
this the one
people-
from Revival or whatever it's called? Resurgence? Star Trek Resurgence?
the Centaur? No.
I think it
with
is.
Captain Picard Day.
Yeah, yeah,
Did we?
it is.
Sorry, did we already count that as a reference?
Captain Picard
That's
Day?
from
Where is
Data.
Captain? No.
Data's,
Where?
Data's Day. That's from
It was
Data's
mentioned
Day.
Captain Picard Day.
Yep.
Captain Picard Day
think
was
we s-
from the episode The Pegasus.
Oh, okay. I thought it was from Data's Day. But we see the Captain Picard Day banner later in Lower Decks, if not now.
And Picard.
Yeah, we see it
That
in
was a
Picard in the
sonic
museum.
sound effect.
He's a role model.
I love that scene. It's adorable.
Has anyone here been to Vancouver?
Who goes to
The
Vancouver?
developer for one of the games I used to play on stream was going to fly me out for a convention, but then they ghosted me.
I've been
Because
to
they're next
Vancouver, Washington.
This is Vancouver, Canada.
Because they're next to
Yeah.
Seattle, they're one of the best coffee capitals of the North America, not the U.S. But it's a sister
Which
city of
Vancouver?
Seattle. Vancouver,
Yeah.
Canada, the big one.
No, presumably, yeah. But it is always funny that, yeah.
Oh my god, his girlfriend from another school
In
exists.
Portland, you do have to specify Vancouver, BC, if you mean Canada. Yeah.
Also, it's their tech city, their tech hub, just like Seattle is our tech hub.
So this is meant to be completely unbelievable that Brad got her. But
Yeah.
Right.
we're going to learn later on that apparently he is just incredibly attractive. Everyone is throwing themselves at him.
Yeah,
Especially on his raisin farm.
Yeah.
this is very much a Xander plot from Buffy.
I went to Vancouver years ago. I remember they were filming Altered Carbon at the time.
Oh, cool.
Altered Carbon season 1, very good. Altered Carbon
That
season
was
2,
yeah. Yep.
terrible.
Yep.
Oh man, what were they thinking?
Oh, Netflix.
Did they? We
Wait.
never got a season 3, right?
Star Trek.
No, I mean it's Netflix. Almost nothing on Netflix gets to season 3. So
Star Trek 2009's production company was filmed in Vancouver. Because like all their cinema went from Toronto to Vancouver.
Does anybody here do anything with drones?
no.
Just assassinating Iranian scientists.
No season 3, but there is an animated movie.
So for like $5,000, we can get drones to like assassinate someone now, automatically.
This lady's weird. I don't like her.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I don't know
There is
how
weird
much of
stuff that
this
goes
is
on with her
the-
later on.
Yeah, how much of this is the parasite and how
She's
much
great.
of this is
She
just
seems
her?
awesome.
No, she's totally seducing him, but it's hard to watch
But
because
also she's legging on awfully thick is the thing.
Yeah.
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 but like the guy is just eating it up,
So I've been thinking about building my own drone from scratch.
Oh my
And
god, Enterprise reference.
A Kirk Sunday with what?
Trip Tucker sprinkles.
Oh my god. I'm done.
I'm not really sure what that means exactly. Like I know Trip was pretty jacked, but is that what he means? Where does
I'll
the
use
Kirk part come in?
I'll use the phrase from the vampire show.
Have you seen everything? Maybe
he's just sex on a stick.
Oh god, I said no birth.
Oh god, no.
Oh wait, that's so cute.
Oh no, that wasn't an
Mariner,
over. Sorry, I forgot.
Where did you
It's
get
a
all
different
this
design.
hair?
That was the medical ship design.
The Pasteur class just came to me.
what was the USS Pasteur?
Okay, never mind. Thanks.
Does that make it a Pasteur class?
No.
Yes.
You know, it's almost what's that? Ariel Aquiel when Geordie LaForge falls in love with
Join
this, like,
Starfleet,
With the
they said.
shapeshifter dog.
Yeah, the gooey dog.
It'll be fun, they said.
And again,
Explore
Geordie
strange new worlds, they said. You totally won't die, they said.
Geordie must suffer because just like Born here can't get a girl who actually likes him.
Yes, he can.
Well, right now they're setting him up as a Adam Sandler doofus character. I like the part about the sixth moon, which would now be the fifth one.
What are you complaining about, Shax?
But oh, sorry, this is a reference to the Q episode when he gets his power stripped, Qless, because he has to. They're like, how do we stop the moon from falling into the planet? And they're like, why don't you just change the gravitational conference of the universe?
Hmm.
We can't do that right now. Big G. You know, I was such a lucky kid. I had an encyclopedia set in the year 2000 in Carta, and they had a solar system orbit simulator. You would have to position. Go ahead. You'd have to position a moon just right to be in orbit of another body, and to achieve an elliptical orbit or a circular orbit. It is a very tricky thing.
Okay, so
I like what.
it's been a long time, but I would like to bring back dating tips real quick. Don't do whatever this is.
Yes.
Leave them alone. You gotta have some doggone faith, boys.
Yes.
Gotta have faith of the heart, man.
Are you supposed to not say anything when you're significant? Sorry, go ahead.
You're
they
supposed to
ever
let your
lampshade the fact
significant
that-
other have friends.
Yeah.
No. That always
Nah.
bothered me at Star Trek. The diagnostics always come back negative, like every single time.
Wait, that's a salt vampire from the first episode of TOS, which is called what?
TOS.
The Man Trap?
The Man Trap. The Man Trap.
Man Trap, yes.
Salt vampire from Man Trap.
By the way, the salt vampire was another shape-shifting creature. So.
Oh
important to-
god.
What am I? Are you going for Shea Gorath Chic? What am I looking at?
You know, when I was 13 years old, I was trying to be cool too. Would have pulled off something like this.
Oh, he
Are
did
they
actually learn to
moonwalking?
moonwalk, though.
I don't know, but he looks otherworldly cool.
So
I
she's not a
think
shapeshifter.
it's good to distinguish yourself, but he's wearing one boot.
Oh no, she's
different and
actually
one
into it.
shoe different.
No, boys. Okay, so she does call him Brad sometimes.
Yeah, Boims is her nickname.
I
Oh,
don't think she says
Yosemite.
Brad very much after this.
Yeah, Yosemite's in California.
What?
Is Yosemite Park National Park in California, or is it in Idaho?
No, that's
Wyoming?
California.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Might be
I should go there at some point.
multiple
I've never been
states.
to Yosemite, but it's so
I
far
think
away.
Yeah, I mean, I was just watching Star Trek 1, and Spock doing the Kolinar on Vulcan was filmed at Yosemite, basically, or they took the background shot at the geysers that are steaming. And then, of course, what is it, Star Trek 5? They all climbing that famous mountain in Yosemite.
My God, it's all coming together. Brinson. Okay, that's the. Oh, no, I thought he was talking to Boimler and got it wrong again.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this episode because sometimes your friend's in a toxic relationship and you can't pull them out. And if you say something, you're the bad guy. So
But she is the bad guy. Barb is just a nice lady.
No.
Jennifer. Just push her future girlfriend out the way.
Who here is named
She did-
Jen? Was that actually the Jennifer, or did she just say, was that someone else named Jennifer?
Oh, that's the tricorder that we wanted. Have you ever had a Game Boy, Ryan, in chat?
I had a Game Gear.
I had a
Have you
Game
ever had-
Boy Color that we got from Costco.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking
I didn't
about.
know G Game Boy.
I had a Game Gear that we got from Toys R Us.
When you
Nice.
upgrade from the Game Boy to the Game Boy Color or the Game Gear, you felt like this T88 tricorder. Like,
See, my Game Boy Color was that sort of blue see-through plastic, and I had
Yeah.
Pokemon Red on it.
Yeah.
Pride owner of
I
a
think
OG Game Boy, the ugly grey one.
Yeah. So I think I just had I think my Game Boy.
This is not the
Yeah,
last time
it
we'll
was
see
Game Boy
Boimler
Color.
naked.
Yeah.
I think Discovery was the first time we saw those planetary shields. I like that. They're octagonal.
Was it the parasite from Conspiracy?
It
No, they
was
didn't
not.
have green eggs. They didn't have green eggs.
Different parasite.
Are those
That would have been
chest
cool if
hairs
it
or
was the
weird
parasite
folds?
from Conspiracy.
They're chest hairs. He's a very manly man. He has chest hair.
I mean,
His
I don't
chest
have
is
much chest
concave.
hair myself, but I'm over the age of 20, a fair bit.
Your chest is concave.
It's definitely not concave.
Kill him. Phaser him. He's not even a real commander.
Sure, you say.
That's a nice shuttle. That's one of our Cerritos' shuttles.
Please, don't accuse each other of having Steven Crowder chest.
Steven Crowder.
It's so funny.
Rogue holodeck character? Is that a reference to Moriarty?
Moriarty. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the episode? Elementary Dear Data?
That Rogue holodeck character would refer to ship in a bottle when he was roaming the ship.
Yeah. But villain doesn't do justice to my complexity, Ryan.
Yes, it does. Both
This
of us?
episode's too funny. Because it's like... It's,
Can be Moriarty, can be Chaotica.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. Explode the rich. Well done. Did we actually beam his wife off, though? I feel like we should check. Whatever. Screw her. She's rich.
What's that TNG episode with the Husnock, like the fake raiders come?
The
and they kill everybody on the...
survivors.
So that's what it is. Me and my wife are the only two people on this planet, and leave us alone. I say, you're the only two people on the planet? Yes. Now, if you leave, that would be nice, Captain. Oh, wait, she has white boots, just like Tandy does.
Yeah.
Is she
true.
medical? What? Who is this lady?
I think the cute ones just get cute white boots.
Wait, what did they just bleep?
I think fucking the admirals is what she went to say.
I don't think that's what she said. That doesn't sound right.
Okay,
No.
sorry.
Where's the parasite?
This is a Star
Only the
Trek 2
cute ones?
reference.
But Dr. Tana also, oohoo.
Captain Tyrell and Chekhov can't, they force themselves through sheer force of will to overcome the parasite.
Don't send me back. You don't know what it's like on my ship. I won't go back.
Wait.
Well, he mentioned a Dyson sphere. That's a reference to the Scotty episode Relics.
Yep.
TNG episode Relics. We don't have a Scotty show yet. Have you guys ever used Google Glass or like the Facebook lenses?
Have you guys ever been in a Turkish prison?
No.
How did they not notice? So yeah, different parasite.
Oh.
That's a weirdly specific thing to ask.
Yeah, well, it's not me, it's you.
Yep.
You're saying that.
Explain, Mariner. Oh, there's binars. I saw binars. That's the episode 110011001001.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if an Earth girl tells you it's not me, it's you. It's definitely you.
Poor Spock. Oh, that's nice that we got a ring out of it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute.
That's a good ending. All right, so that's it for this week. So next week we'll do the second
Wait,
half
no,
of the
the
season.
other way.
It should be good. We'll finish up
Alright.
this season.
Let us know if you see any koalas in the sky.
I think it's probably unlikely that I'll achieve enlightenment in the next week, but you know, we'll see.
Good luck.
If I
Keep
see
your
the
eyes
koala, I'm not coming back.
Right.
If I'm one with the universe, I can't exactly press the stream button.
No,
Unone with the universe.
you've already ascended.
I'll try to drop back into the physical and roll or something.
Unascend. Stop, drop, and
Descend.
Decent, yes. There's a word for that.
stop, drop, and roll.
See you next episode.
Okay, everyone go home.
Take care.
What to do about Warm Lewis?
Later, guys, and ladies, and
Crisis Point is the first,
non-gendered entities.
Live long and prosper.
Don't you give
Have
me
a
that
lovely week.
sarcastic Baltic salute.
You too.
See you guys.